We're not going to let that theme song go another round. Hey friends, happy Friday. I need to put my glasses on so I can actually see what's happening in the studio today. Ah, that's better. I am so excited to be here, and for those of you that are tracking that I have a special visitor in for a little while, that special visitor is actually not with me tonight. So sorry, it's just me. I know, sad face. It is just me. He is out exploring the area with some friends, and I am super happy that he's getting out and experiencing life in Northern Virginia. So today, what I'm going to be working on are my pandas. I wanted to work on my clue number 9 for Village Green, which, by the way, if you didn't see that already, has been officially unveiled. And I don't know why I said he, but it has been unveiled. It was shown on the Cotton Cuts live stream, on their YouTube, their Facebook, all the things this morning around 10:30. I took an hour of personal time off of work so that I could help with the unveiling. Super excited to share that with you guys. I love it. So if you haven't checked out social media, my reveals on Instagram, it's on a short on YouTube, it's on the Cotton Cuts thing, it's all over the place. So go look. And I do want to give a special shout out to Beth from Goody Goods, because I forgot to mention this in the reveal, but she actually quilted my quilt for me and got a really, really quick turnaround on that. So Beth, thank you. You know how hard of a secret that was to keep. So I appreciate you keeping the secret and getting it quilted. I will tell you, I have been sleeping with that actually I've actually been sleeping under 2 quilts for the past few nights. It's been a little chilly. One of the quilts that I've been sleeping with, it's going to be time this weekend to package it up and finally mail it up to my sister in Michigan. So I'm really excited to send that her way. But this one is now my bed quilt. So I'm really excited about that. Before I dive into the project, I do want to show you a couple of things that I got in the mail, and I had intended to do. I was thinking about maybe doing a live stream this week. You guys know you probably missed my video on Tuesday because there wasn't one. Life has just been really, really busy, so I didn't have time to do a video this week, and I had thought about for a hot minute doing a live stream maybe Wednesday evening, and I just thought, you know what, it's okay to skip a day. I will share everything on Friday night before I jump into my project and get and kind of go through all this stuff. So we're going to do that first before I dive into my sewing. Also, at the end of the live stream tonight, we will be doing some sew and tell. So whatever you're working on tonight, whatever you're doing tonight, if you want to share it with the rest of the world, put a picture in the Facebook group, and you can get that link by doing !Facebook. So what was I go? Oh, I was going to say I wanted to work on Clue 9 for Village Green, but sadly, I don't think I got the Clue 9 package because I can't find it anywhere. So I think something happened in my mail, the whole thing about living in the woods, right? So I did fill out a form and requested a new Clue 9 to be sent out to me because I don't know where it is. I no clue where it is, and they're super responsive to those. So I'll hopefully get it over the next few days. But I do want to let you know, if you're doing the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt, if you're doing Village Green, there is an all-day Zoom tomorrow, and I think Kim has borrowed Beth's phrase. What did she call it? Cotton Cuts Catch Up. So if you're looking to catch up on clues or sew all of your clues together, whether it's this one or a previous one, they would love to have you. All the details will be in your inbox. And if you can't find it there, hop over to the Facebook group for Cotton Cuts Mystery Quilt and you'll definitely find everything there. So I've got a couple of products that were sent to me this past week or so, and I want to show those to you, but I want to caveat it with one of those products I'm going to do some testing on and reveal a more in-depth video in a few weeks. But the first one is kind of really easy to understand what it is. So I'm just going to show it to you. I'm going to talk about it for a little bit, but I don't think there will be a dedicated video because there's not really enough content. It's a pretty straightforward thing. So let me get that first one. If you guys follow Beth, oh my goodness, I'm making such a racket over here. I don't know if you can hear it. But this first item is called the Sticky Roller. And if you follow Beth from Goody Goods, I don't know why I keep saying from Goody Goods. If you follow Beth, she's already been posting cute little reels and shorts about this product. So this might be a duplicate for you if you're on her social media. But for those of you that aren't, I just want to unveil what these are. And I do feel like this is something that I have seen So Yeah show as well. So what this is, they're sticky rollers. They're basically reusable lint rollers. They've got a sticky coating on them instead of the paper, and with some Dawn dish soap, they actually recommended using the Power Wash spray stuff. You can use this to clean them off. So I don't have all of the details for you here, but I do want to open them up. I'm going to go to the overhead camera and I'm going to show you what come in the different packages in case this is something you're interested in. And then I'll give you details in the description box once I edit this video or update the video on where you can go to, I can't even think. There we go. Sorry, where you can go to get one of these. So this is a little noisy opening. Apologies for that. I'm sure somebody out there is not loving this, but I'll be honest with you. I kind of love the sound of a plastic bag opening. All right, so this is the smaller one. It's got a little cover here to protect it. And when I take it off, you'll have a little roller that is about 4 inches wide. There is a protection on it that if I pull off will reveal the sticky thing. This is just like, it's just a sticky roller. Like literally that's what it's called. You're going to use this to pick up lint and other things. Pet hair is also another one. They also have a travel size, which is going to be great for your purse. I swear I bought one of these from So Yeah years ago, like a couple years ago. I don't mean like 10 years, like a couple years ago. I swore I bought some of these because I remember the small ones. TheStickyRoller.com is the website. This is the nubby. I don't have pets that shed, so this is not something, where is it? Come on. I don't have pets that shed, so this isn't something that I would use for pet hair, but it could work for your clothes or cleaning your mats or cleaning your wool mats. So that's great. The little silicone nubs will pick up threads and the hair and things. And then this is the sticky roller. I like to call it the sticky roller on steroids because it's massive. I'm going to open this up. And by the way, I will be sharing these. I'm going to share one with Ian because I don't need two, but I do want to keep one in here. So this one's a little bit bigger. Same concept as the smaller one, just more surface area. And where am I going to use these in my sewing room? Well, let's talk about that. And this is why I don't feel like I need a 20-minute video showing off the item because it just doesn't make any sense. Where am I going to use these in my sewing room? Well, I don't have pet hair, but I do have threads everywhere. You guys, I feel like I get threads on my shirt. I feel like I get threads on my hair. I feel like I get threads on my butt. I get threads just by walking into the room. No joke, for sure. So these are going to be really nice to just kind of roll the threads off of my belly and stuff when I'm working. I should wear an apron. That would make sense. But also, did you know that if you have to rip out a lot of stitches, these would come in handy, maybe a smaller one? If you don't have one of those seam rippers that have the silicone end on it that allow you to move those things away, one of these small sticky rollers would work really well for that. And you know how you're supposed to remove the loose threads from the backside of your quilt, but we never really do before we send it to our long armor? Sorry, Beth. That is also good for this. So a couple of practical uses for these. It's not a glamorous item that I'm really excited to share because it's not a shiny gadget, but it is a necessary gadget. So if you don't want one of those paper remover ones and you want a reusable one that's better for the environment, you can check them out at thestickyroller.com. She's got a few products and there's a whole list of tips and tricks for how to keep them reusable. She said, Dawn, if washing with Dawn does not restore the stickiness, contact them for a replacement. She said to keep them like new, you rinse with warm to hot water, not scalding. Cold water will make them contract and hold on to debris, so you won't get them nice and clean. You want to dry it with a lint-free towel, not treated with fabric softener, and you can wash with a degreasing dish detergent frequently to maintain the stickiness. So also don't use on walls or paneling. All right. Oh, and don't use it on batting. Oh, that was in here. And I was so happy I read that when I was opening this up because that is the first place I would have taken all of these. I make my design walls out of batting usually. And I would have taken this to the batting. So if you get this, don't use it on the batting. All right, we're going to set those aside. I want to show you the next product, which I feel like is a little flashy. And I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with this, but I do want to let you know that there will be a more in-depth video coming because I've got a couple of ideas for this. You guys know about Fallon. You know about Soviet Quilts and her little journey for all these rulers. So we're going to be real here for a minute. She started out with the slide lock ruler. She had a 14-inch, well, originally a 24-inch, and then added the 14-inch. Maybe after my suggestion, I'm not sure. The website is thestickyroller.com. So the idea with this, if you haven't seen it, apparently there are people that haven't seen this. I'm going to do a video on these rulers alone, but let me show you. It is not used for measuring. This is used for a straight edge only. That said, this is 3.5 inches wide, so do with that what you will. The thing that's neat about this is three things. Number one, the plastic is thicker than the plastic on a regular ruler, so you've got more of a lip, more of an edge. Second, when you're holding the ruler, your hand is up here and further away from the blade when you're using your rotary cutter. And for some people, that is a very desired safety feature. I personally don't have a problem holding my ruler. I haven't nicked myself yet, but I know for some people that is a concern. But here's where it gets really cool. This wooden handle holds these silicone or plastic nubs down here. I don't even know what to call them. But when you put pressure on this wooden handle, and it doesn't take much, it literally locks, like I'm shaking and I'm trying to move this and my monitor is shaking. It locks the ruler in place. It does not slip. And that's really important. Think about those 24-inch rulers, right? If you have a bolt of fabric and you're cutting a width of fabric strip, you have that big 24-inch ruler and you lay it down and you get halfway up and the whole thing goes by 1/2 inch. Yeah, that sucks. Having something like this is great because you just apply the pressure and you only have to put your hand on here. You don't have to grip it. You don't have to do anything that's going to fatigue your hand. And all of those little dots and all of the suction holes, the entire width of the ruler, come into contact with the fabric and it does not move. It stays in place. I personally like the 14-inch one because 99% of my fabric is on miniature bolts. They're wrapped on little comic boards, and this is a great size for that. But they do have a 24-inch one for fabric that is on the bolt. So I want you to know about that. The other thing is these. Have you guys seen her trim lock rulers? These are amazing. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw them, I was like, why do I need those? They're bulky, they take up a lot of storage, and I already have rulers that will square up half square triangle units and other things. I don't need another square ruler. You guys, check this out. I just want to show you something really quick. I'm going to go to the overhead. Burp, 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 burp. It would help if I brought the mouse over here. I want to go to the overhead. I want to show you a piece of fabric. I'm going to take this ruler and I'm laying it on top of this piece of fabric so that this diagonal is right on top of that diagonal that I just sewed. And check it out. When I spin it, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me right now? The fabric doesn't move under it. So when I'm squaring my half square triangle units, the fabric doesn't move. Like, it's not moving. Like, that had me. Now, you could argue that the Quilter Select rulers do the same thing. Yes, they do, but not this well. So there's that. The second thing that had me was when I put this on here, because it doesn't move, I don't need to do that really crazy hold on this. I can just lightly hold the top just to spin it. So when I'm squaring my half square triangles or whatever they are that are under this, I can go up, turn, up, turn, up, turn. Yeah, that's it. That had me. That had me at hello. And I want to show you this, which is new, and I don't know if it's on her website yet or not. It is a flying geese template, and this one makes a 3-inch by 6-inch. And the reason why I want to share all that with you is because these are rulers that a small business is hand making in their home. If you haven't checked out So Be It Quilts, I think Wednesday night, Matt and Fallon were literally sitting on a live stream. He was working on rulers while she was sewing. This is a great way to support a small business and an entrepreneur. So you can go over to sobeitquilts.com. You can check out all their rulers. And I have a code for you that I think will get you 10% off of your order. It is Becca, all one word, capital S, capital B. So if you have been thinking about wanting to try one of her rulers, now's a great time to use it. I think that code expires on November 17th. So I just wanted to share that with you before I got the video out in case you were thinking about buying and you wanted to take 10% off. All right, that's my advertising gimmick for today. We're going to jump into the project and the quilty chat and talk about all the things that are being worked on. You guys ready? I'm so excited. So what am I going to be working on tonight? I am going to be making more pandas. Where we last left things off in our panda journey, which I feel like is going to be going on for months, I was making the panda faces. And if you remember, the last time I was working on my panda faces, one of the pandas had angry eyes. By angry eyes, I meant their eyes went like this, of course, with the nose below it. And I didn't catch it until the face was put together. And I felt like we should leave that panda face in. We should have an angry panda in the middle of the quilt. But alas, this quilt, the capitalization on that code, by the way, is important. Capital S, lowercase EW, capital B, lowercase ECCE. ECCA. I see a couple people in the chat sharing that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure to capitalize the S and the B. Everything else is lowercase. All right. So where we last left this is when I had that angry face. I wanted to leave it in, but the panda quilt is actually from my friend Mary, and she was not having any angry pandas in her quilt, and she put her foot down and said, only happy pandas are allowed. So I did change the panda. I now have 20 happy panda faces, though I still think that it would have added character to have the one angry panda in the bunch. It's fine. Whatever works for her. So today, what I'm doing with this pattern, by the way, is building it out all 20 blocks at the same time. So I'm following the steps that are in the pattern and essentially just going through the step that's going to continue to build onto what was originally just the eyes. So for example, I built out 20 eyes, 20 pairs of eyes. And then once those were done, I built out 20 noses and immediately attached them to the eyes. And then when that was done, I built out 20 of, I guess these are going to be like the shoulder areas, and immediately attached those, so that at the end of each stage, I have essentially made all 20 of my blocks grow a little bit. And what I'm going to be doing today is working on making the ear units and then attaching those ear units to the face. I believe that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to start making the ear units, and I'm going to continue working on the pandas until I can get all of those pieces attached to the faces. I see a few people in the chat today. I want to give my moderators a shout out and tell you thank you for being here and helping me, especially Tiffany. For those of you that don't know, Tiffany's birthday is tomorrow, and the reason why I remember it is because we were both born on the 4th of our respective months. Her birthday is 90 days before mine, or maybe 92 or whatever. My birthday is February 4th. Her birthday is November 4th, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to remember. So if you have not given Tiffany those birthday wishes already, please make sure to show her some birthday love in the chat today, and make sure to hop over to her live stream on Sunday night and show her more birthday love, because her birthday goes all weekend. All right, so I'm going to dive in and we're just going to start sewing. I did already start drawing lines on the wrong side of my fabric AAs. And essentially what I'm going to be doing is snowballing some of these G fabrics. So I've got the chat up. I can see what y'all are saying, and we're going to chat while we sew. Just turn on my iron. I see everybody's wishing Tiffany a happy birthday. Okay, what do I need to remember to do? I need to remember to do... Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I need to remember that I am doing 10 units with ears with the fabric going this way, and then 10 with it being mirror image, because pandas have 2 ears on top of their head. How many of you caught the Village Green reveal this morning with myself, Ian, Sean, and Beth? Be curious to know that in the chat. And Sean also, by the way, the guy who sews, who is here, this is totally his challenge for me to do an Elizabeth Hartman pattern, and I just have to say, look, Sean, I'm doing it. So you guys got to check him out too, because this is kind of a collab that we're doing together. We're both making panda quilts. So we're both following the same pattern with different fabric. I know he's showing his progress in his video, so if you have not checked out his channel already, you definitely should do that and see what his pandas are looking like. And I think we're talking about trying to find a date that works for both of us to have another session where we chat and work on our pandas together. Although it's always a little difficult because whoever hosts that live sew event is usually the one that doesn't get as much done because we're busy playing host. I remember when he had me on a Saturday morning and we were talking, and I feel like he got not as much done during that live stream, and then when I had him over, I think he got more done on mine, and I didn't get as far as I would have liked. But it's always fun to be able to sew with you guys. So, haha, look what I did there. I said so. You can do it. That's right, Jackie. That's right. I saw a red panda being fed grapes on a video. It was the cutest thing ever, Julie says. Okay. I bet Mary would love that. Mary loves pandas. The girl would wear a panda suit every day of the week if she could. Hello, Mary. Hi, girls. And hello to Becca. I made it, but I am going to be lurking. I am sick. Oh, no. I hope you feel better soon. Definitely that time of year. It's starting to get colder, so I got a little bit of a cold the other night. For Halloween, Zoe went trick-or-treating with our friends. And while she was gone, Ian and I kind of hung back. We stayed behind. Jason took her out and did the neighborhood thing with our friends. Our friend, whatever. We call them our friend family because Jason's friends with the husband, I'm friends with the wife, and Zoe is friends with the kids. So it's like our friend family. But Jason and Dominic, that's the husband's name from that family, the fathers took the kids out trick-or-treating. Megan was not available that night, so I stayed behind and we hung out. I hung out with Ian and we did a bonfire on Halloween, but it was really cold outside. And I feel like I have gotten a little bit of a cold from sitting outside, just sinus stuff. So if I sound a little nasally, a little congested, that's why. But I do feel fine. So there's that. Hello, Mona. She says, hey, Becca and everyone. Louise says, my hubby wore a panda suit on Halloween while he handed out candy. That's awesome. Would love to know what everybody is working on tonight. And in a little while, we'll be able to see what you're all working on because we'll be looking at those pictures. Drop in the chat what you're doing today. Aren't you making 20 pandas? That means you need to make 20 right ears and 20. Yes, might be. That is right. I am going to be doing 20 of each. That's right. I just didn't catch it until I pulled all the fabric out. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Now I know I had so much extra. Julie says, hi, Becca. So glad I caught you live for my first time. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Buffy says she is ironing jelly roll strips. What are the jelly roll strips going to be used for? Michelle is working on eating chicken. That sounds delicious. Danelle's making 44 hourglass blocks in two-tone yellow for a commissioned quilt. Jackie is working on dinner and afterwards pressing fabric for the legit kit building block. Is that the sample block that you get to test, like the freebie that they give you on the website? Tammy says, hi, Becca. Where's our friend Ian? Off gallivanting in Arlington, Virginia with a friend. Actually, I think they went to a theater event. He'll be back later. I don't know that he'll be back before the live stream's over, but I guess we'll find out. Sean says, I need to cut fabric for tomorrow's live. Should I make chicken, sheep, horse, or goat? Ooh, let him know. What should he make? I vote for goat, just because I think goats are fun. But I know our friend Sassy Stephanie would probably tell you to make the chicken. She has a love of chickens and bunnies. Actually, I think she just likes farm animals. The Gen X Quilt Co. says, I am working on an embroidery sewing project, the Nativity Pillow by Kimberbell. Robin says, I'm laying down my dervita. I know what that is. I can't pronounce it. My brother's ex-girlfriend had that. So I know what it is. I'm sorry. Julie says, I deconstructed a bunch of plaid shirts, now cutting into 10-inch squares and 5-inch squares. Sheep. Buffy says Sean should do a sheep. Karen says a horse. A few people are saying chicken. Ooh, horse, goats. Oh, I don't know. Hello, Stephanie. Mama says make a horse. Oh, I loved horses when I was a kid. Did I read that a horse was an option and I just skimmed over that and didn't tell you to make the horse? I should have told you to make the horse. Can I change my vote to a horse? Hello, Mother. Donna Stitches says, "Hey, Becca and all, I am cutting a disappearing four patch star quilt. Is pretty difficult with a broken finger. So I cut one, then paused to let the pain go away. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you heal from that soon." Tony Altman says, "Tracy, I'm guessing that's from the sewing channel, has a Christmas globe I'm getting ready to make." Wonderful. She's always coming up with great ideas over there. Amy is hand binding some donation quilts. This is where I think we differ, Amy, because if I had a donation quilt, it would be machine binding. Jeanne Hoffman says, "I have material with chickens and roosters to make some placemats for my table." Cool. Katrina made 4 of the secondary stars for her Star of Hope quilt. Boom, ba-da-da-dum, boom, 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 ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. That little jig from the starting theme definitely gets stuck in your head, doesn't it? All of you guys come up with lots of wonderful quilt ideas. By the way, is the sound okay? Is it coming through okay? Free Spirit says, "I'm making dining room slip covers." Wonderful. Memoirs of a Long Arm Quilter says, "I have to make curtains for my nesting boxes." Amy says, "Usually I would, but I can do this in front of the TV." Okay, I'll give you that. All right, I think before I go through and cut all of these, just because I want to make sure that everything's nice and tidy, I'm going to, first I'm going to push this way out of the way. Sounds like the keyboard is farting. Oh gosh. Trying to get the pattern propped up. There we go. Okay. So I have this trick that I like to do when I want to make sure that my stitch and flips are accurate. And it's basically I stitch it and then I come in with my fingers and fold it back over. And then I make sure that the triangle, the flip, completes that right corner, completes the corner from the front and from the back. If it's too big from either side, then I know I didn't stitch in the right spot and I adjust. So I think I'm going to take the time to come through and we're going to press all of these. We're even going to use my Acorn Easy Press pen. Somebody's going to ask, "What is that pen that you're using to iron with?" This is a pen from Acorn Easy Pressing Solution. It basically has starch in it, and it allows you to put starch exactly where you need it instead of over the entire block. So I'm going to do this as a way to make sure that my seam allowance is accurate before I cut off the excess. So we're just gonna go through and do this for all of these. Hey there, Laura Lynn. How are you doing, friend? If you guys aren't tracking Laura Lynn from Mom and Pop Quilt Shop already, she does do live streams a few times during the week. She does cross stitch lives on Tuesdays, and she's got a quilty live stream on Saturdays and Saturday afternoons. So make sure to check her out. I think it's exclamation MAPQS. Is that right? Oh, there, you already got it. MPQS. Thank you, Katie. We were just talking about how tomorrow is our friend Tiffany's birthday. Joydy says, thanks for telling us. I got one yesterday. This is a notion I never thought I would want to use, and then I just kind of got addicted to it, and now I can't stop. It adds more time to the project for sure, but I like the results I get, so I'm kind of okay with that. Plus, I want to enjoy the journey. I don't want to rush the process, so this kind of lets me slow down and enjoy the process a little bit more. Hi, Becca. My giveaway package arrived today. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Those were all mystery packages, so I don't even know what was inside. You should post a picture in the Facebook group of what you got. Sue Allen says, not quilting, just watching right now as I lost. Oh, Sue, I'm so sorry. Big hugs. I totally stole that line from Laura Lynn. Big hugs. She says that all the time. See, I'm impressionable. Da, da, da. I do. I like the acorn pen. It's a little finicky, and I think it's not for everybody, but I have been enjoying using it. Bill says, Becca, did you use the acorn pen in the construction of the Cotton Cuts full quilt? For Village Green, I think I did. I know I am for Carnival. Is Fallon in the house? Hey, Fallon, I showed everybody your rulers, and I told them that they had a discount code that they could use until November 17th. And spoiler alert, I did tell them that I never thought I would buy them until I tried them. Because I felt like, why do I need to, you and I talked about this, why do I need to have another ruler? These are just going to take up space. I already have a ruler that cuts fabric, but OMG, you can move the ruler and the fabric does not budge. Like, doesn't even, it's just like, nope, I'm good. So I think it's a game changer in the world of like ergonomic cutting. And you don't have to worry about the ruler moving around. So you have to go back. I was trying to make the fabric move. It didn't want to move. I did tell them that I was going to do a more in-depth video because I want to test out some things and I want to see how it stands up to what I'm going to do. So more details, more video footage to come in the coming weeks. All right. Since your mom has been sewing, has she been doing any crochet? Becky Bramlett wants to know. Actually, no. She's kind of done with crochet for right now, honestly. She doesn't seem to be interested in it. However, she is at home, so she doesn't have a sewing machine at home, so she's kind of at a standstill with all of her sewing projects. I do have a package I need to get out in the mail to her tomorrow, though, because she wants to try doing some hand piecing and some hand quilting just to kind of keep the progress going. So we're going to send her some hexagons for EPP. Sean, the slide lock is the ruler from Fallon that I showed at the beginning, the longer one. I can show it again in just a minute for anybody that missed it. I'll show the rulers one more time for anybody that missed it at the very beginning. We won't go into as much depth, but I will at least show them on camera and talk about them while I'm working on my project. Yes, hexies, right, Laura Lynn? Right? Like she said, if I based the fabric to the paper, she will hand sew them. And I went, done. Because I actually like the fussy cutting and I like the basting, but I don't want to sew them. So I'm really excited about that. So I've got some hexies that I have been basting, I've been collecting, and I think I'm just going to send them down to mom. Lauren says, wow, can I mail her mine? I mean, it might take her years to get them sewn, but sure. You just baste them. Everybody can just baste the hexies together and send them to mom and make her hand sew them. It'll keep her busy, that's for sure. Oh gosh. I think she's also going to try to take a couple of mini charms and hand sew them together, and then baste it into a small quilt top, just like a mug rug or something, and then do some big stitch quilting on it to see how it works. Ooh, your mama could try her hand at quilt as you go hexagons. When I was healing from back surgery, I made a ton of them by hand stitching. Okay, yeah, maybe she will. Shirley says, I use glue pens instead of basting. Yes, me too. Me too. Bill says, Mama Nancy, can we have a quilt retreat at your house where you teach us to sew hexies? Rochelle says, I've got a little tutorial on cutting hexagons with a 60-degree triangle ruler if you have an interest. Can somebody toss Rochelle's channel link in the chat so that we could go over and check that video out if we wanted to? One of the moderators, if your name's in blue, I'm talking to you. Oh, no, Jackie, I haven't. Jackie's asking, have you seen the Missouri Star video sewing the hexies by machine? No, but I knew there was one and I couldn't remember who did it, but now I know. So there's that. My iron's starting to get just a little chilly, so I'm going to let it heat back up before we do the second batch. Could you, Katie, if you just click the three little dots on Rochelle, Rachelle in the chat, you can choose the option to view channel and you can get her channel link that way. And since your name is in blue, you will be able to drop the channel link in the chat. Good night, Sean. Good luck with your live stream tomorrow. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you. It is November. You know what that means? It's time to start watching Elf. There are two types of people in this world. Those that like the movie Elf, and everybody else. Wait, I should have said that differently. There are two types of people in this world. Those that think Elf is the best Christmas movie ever, and everybody else is wrong. I still said that wrong. Okay. There are two types of people in this world. Those that think Elf is great. No, I'm still getting it. Never mind. It doesn't matter. I'm done. I'm done. I've botched that joke 5 times now. We're done. I like the movie Elf. Alf. Oh. Laura Lynn said, I thought you said Alf. I'm all over that guy. Oh, hi, Shirley. That is the Acorn Easy Press Pen. It is a pen that has starch in it. It allows you to apply starch just to the spot where you need it on the fabric and nowhere else. Watch out for the yellow ones. They don't stop. Yes, I like Elf too. I'm everybody else. Sorry, Becky said. I do think Will Ferrell I can't talk today. I do think he is an acquired taste. I happen to be pro Will Ferrell because I like to laugh. I don't think life needs to be that serious. Danelle says, I love Elf, all of the Tim Allen's Santa movies, and Halloween to Christmas, long Nightmare Before Christmas. See, Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie. So you can start playing it in September and stop in January. Hello, S. Taylor. Hello, Lynn. Oh, Lori. Lori saying, sorry, Becca. Die Hard is the best Christmas movie. See, that's another controversial topic. Those that think Die Hard, you have two types of people in this world. Those that think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and everybody else who is right. I still got it wrong. Oh my goodness. Have a good dinner, Jackie. But why do we think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Is it just because it happens at Christmas? Because nothing about that story, other than the time of year, makes it a Christmas movie. Oh, okay. Jean Truelove did a recent video of sew and quilt as you go for a hexagon quilt. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Beep, boo. Now, I do want to show you something. This is interesting. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to hold it up a little bit closer, but I want to point this out because I freaked out when I saw this. I'm using art gallery fabrics. This is really good quality cotton. Do you see that line that got left behind from the starch? Listen, this happened from Best Press too on some art gallery fabric. And I freaked out because I put starch, I put Best Press all over my yardage. And I was like, oh no, I ruined it. But when I put it through the wash, all of that came out. But here's the thing. I was at the Quilt Expo a few weeks ago, and a few people told me, I heard this from two different people at the Quilt Expo. Best Press sucks. Acorn is so much better. Best Press ruined my fabric. Listen, this is Acorn's solution that did this. It did the same exact thing that Best Press did. So, I'm just saying, like, I had the same results with both. Just want to point that out. Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie. Did I miss the defense of why Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Does somebody want to bring me up to speed? Because I'm still not understanding. Die Hard is the only movie that we watch on Christmas Eve. Yeah, it does wash out. Thank you, Bill. My quilt project says, Becca, I use faultless starch, and the starch stain happens to me too with that. See, it does, but it does wash out. So I'm like, all right. I see it more on art gallery fabric than I do. Well, no, that's not true. I've seen it on Kona cotton too. I think solids. I see it more on solids. Donna Stitches says, I'm old school. I use vodka for starch. Do you also use vodka to ease your troubles and woes when you sew your fabric to the wrong side? Because I would. Or you mess up a seam allowance? Actually, I wouldn't. I don't really like to drink. I was just trying to be funny. Die Hard took place at the because it took place at a Christmas party. That's what makes it a Christmas movie. Because it really, really, really. That's a very weak defense. That's a very weak defense. There was a office Christmas party happening during the hostage event. So it's a Christmas movie. What? Yeah, I've only seen it on salads too, my quilt projects. Yes, 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 yes. Stafflo does the same. Got it. Hello, Pam. Craft On and so forth is in the house. I use vodka to not see starch stains as they act as perfection goggles. Bruce was home for Christmas in the oh come on. Okay. In my defense, I will say, or in your defense, perhaps, I think is maybe the better way to say this, I have not seen Die Hard in years. Oh, Susie's got my back. She says in an interview, Bruce Willis said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Have you and Jason watched Violent Night yet? I think Jason will love it. Maybe he has. He watches more TV than I do. When I'm watching TV, if I'm being honest, it's usually Discovery Plus and I'm turning on true crime. I want to know about all the people that went crazy and killed 100 people. There's a show on Discovery Plus that I like to watch that's called who the bleep did I marry? And each episode is 30 minutes and it does get a little old after a while because you start to hear the narrator has the same tone of voice and it has the same inflections all the way through. And then the stories start to run into themselves. They start to blur because it's the same story every time. Basically, you have a husband and a wife or a couple. I think they're always married. And one of the two turns out to be this other person, and that personality, that life, they were leading a second life basically. And sometimes it's like they were a spy for another country or a mass murderer or something. It's always something crazy. It doesn't always end in like somebody dying. The other spouse is always there usually to tell the story. So it's interesting to hear that. Kind of like that show. So Trading Places with Eddie Murphy is not considered a Christmas movie, but Dan Aykroyd dresses as Santa with a weird piece of meat in his nasty beard. One Magic Christmas, Holly says, with Mary Steenburgen. It is an early 80s Christmas movie that was aired on The Wonderful World of Disney when I was a kid, and hubby bought me a DVD of it last year. Awesome. It is a cute little ruler that I have here, isn't it? It is Creative Grids 1.5 inch by 6.5 inch. I got it in some box somewhere. It's perfect size for doing little things like this, because who wants to cart around an 8 by 12 ruler just to cut this little piece of fabric? Not me. Has anyone tried the Reese's Animal Crackers? They are awesome. No, I have not. And could you please send me some? That would be great. That would be great. Though I will say, Zoe did try not Nutter Butter. It's the stuff. The stuff. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Nutella. Yes, Zoe tried Nutella for the first time this week, and I looked at her eagerly. She opened up one of those containers that had the little breadsticks in them on one half and the Nutella on the other side, so you could dip the breadstick in the Nutella. Oh, love Nutella. And so she opens it up and she takes out a breadstick and she dips it in the Nutella and puts it in her mouth. And as she's doing that, I'm sitting here going, because I'm waiting to see if she likes it. And I was like, well, what'd you think? She goes, not bad. And walks out of the room with the thing. And I was like, that was so anticlimactic. No, give me my Nutella back. If you can't be excited about it, you cannot have it. Hello from Washington. Is that Micheline? Micheline? Not sure if I pronounced that right. I know, kids, haha. Laura Lynn, I told Ian that you bought the Boys So Shoot 2 shirts. Oh shoot, what is I not supposed to say that? Do your boys not know? I'm sorry. I guess the cat's out of the bag now. He was really excited to hear that there are going to be other people wearing that. Every time I watch you sew, I do a happy dance because it was you that introduced me to the Martelli rotary cutter. Isn't this great? And listen, when you couple it with these, oh my gosh, like seriously, like boom, boom, no more hand cramping, boom, like These, by the way, since Charlotte's not here, I guess I don't have to show them, but these are Fallon's rulers. She has trim locks that are squares, and this is a flying geese one. And I'm hoping she's going to make more sizes of the flying geese units. Don't forget, so Becca, capital S, capital B, everything else lowercase will get you 10% off your order until November 17th. All right, we did those, which was, I have to, oh gosh. Okay, that's right. Wait a minute. Okay, I am so glad I caught this. Whew. All right, I thought we were laying our fabric G out this way, but it's actually supposed to be this way. So if I had it laying out this way, I was building out the left ear, but when it's turned this way, I actually built out the right ear. So happy I did that. We'll make sure to do it the other way, this way. Okay, we're gonna do this side now. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and start sewing like this, like this. All right, all right. I can't believe I did that. Anybody else in the chat like, I knew you were doing it wrong. I swear you guys tune in just to see what I'm gonna mess up, because I would. I totally would. Hello, Bernie. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing, honey? Did I just say honey? I sure did. That sounded weird coming out of my... That sounded weird to my own ears. How are you doing? Uh-oh. Susan Sweeney says, yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yes, Christmas music and decorations. I'm ripping out stitches as we speak. Oh no, Jen, that's not good. I'm sorry. I will probably join you in that effort at some point this evening. How is it 9 o'clock already? When did that happen? How has it been an hour? We all have popcorn watching. We all have the popcorn watching moments. Today is my first grandchild's 21st birthday. Where has the time gone? I don't know. Where did the last hour go? So does Walmart in October? What is Walmart in October? These are not the same as the last ones. Well, they do because they're laying this way. But when I turn them this way, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to have mirrored image. So that is right? Like I'm making mirrored image. We have a pair, right? Right? I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right. But please tell me if this looks wrong to you, because maybe I'm not. It looks right to me on the pattern. It's all in how you lay it down sometimes, right? It went away, Becca. It went away. What went away? What did I miss? What is Fallon's channel, please? Can somebody put, it's So Be It Quilts. Now I'm getting all sorts of turned around. I have to do it this way. I'm sorry. Because that's how my fabric is arranged. Oh, shoot. There we go, like this. Wait. Oh, gosh. Okay. These mirrored pairs, man, I'll tell you what, they'll get you discombobulated in a second if you don't pay attention to the direction of your fabric. I don't think I have a command for her. I need to put it back. I think I had one, and I try to keep on top of them because I don't want a million commands. Oh, Fallon. Okay, thank you for putting that there. I'll put a new command back in. I know I had one. I think I forgot when I added her back. The last hour. Oh, it went away. Got it, Heather. Thank you. Yeah, that happens, huh? Fallon, you can put your own channel in there. I'll get you a command and I'll message you. I'll text you what it is. That way you have it when you're here in the chat. It'll probably just be Fallon, Fallon, once I add it. Did you leave the Mad Panda in the quilt or did you take it out and fix it? Oh, sadly, I did have to change it back. Mary was pretty adamant about no angry pandas. And since this is a quilt that she will be living with forever, I had to, not making this for me, so I had to abide by her wishes. But I did tell her to not be surprised if an angry panda shows up on the back of the quilt. Because I think that would be funny. If I made like my own little bonus panda and put it on the back. Just like, that could be the quilt label. Oh no. Lori says, my best friend with terminal cancer just had a PET scan, PET scan, and her main tumor shrunk 40%. Some of the metastatic tumors are completely gone. Oh, that's good news. All I saw was cancer. I was like, oh no, this isn't going to be good. And I just started reading. Well, good. That's awesome news. You should be celebrating for sure. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, ba. I think you should do an accent pillow with an angry head. Yes. Are you enjoying this designer's pattern? There was one I wanted to try, but I am a little intimidated. So, Fallon, yes, this is Elizabeth Hartman. I know you already knew that. I actually am enjoying how this goes together. I will tell you there's a ton of cutting, but I kind of am having fun. I'm just taking it exactly as the pattern has it written out, instead of trying to do one panda block and then do another panda block. I'm just one step at a time, 20 times over. I think that would be my recommendation for anybody that does decide to try their hand at Elizabeth Hartman. And, you know, it might take you 6 months to cut. Like, can we get cotton cuts to cut some Elizabeth Hartman patterns? That would be great. I'd sign up for that. And make a tiny panda in the corner. Make her a bonus angry panda pillow. Actually, maybe that would be better. Instead of putting it in the quilt, we can make her a little pillow, like just one angry panda block. Oh, we could make one pillow. Oh, hi. We can make one pillow, and on one side it could be an angry panda, and on the other side it could be a happy panda. Hello, life's so busy. I finally figured that out. Thank you, everyone. I pray that she lives to 120 years old. That's awesome. Making Scrappy 4 patches, and the current fabric is from the quilt that got me back on the quilting bandwagon 3 years ago, Katie says. Awesome. Just got home, Susan says, from visiting a friend. Wonderful. I hope you had a wonderful visit. Spending time with friends is always something to look forward to. Does your friend quilt, Susan? Is she a quilty friend, or is she just a friend? Where is Crafty P these days? Mary is feverishly, is that the right use of the term? Mary is extremely busy getting her house packed up so that they can get it on the market in just a couple of weeks. If anybody is looking for a home in the Leesburg, Virginia area, she has one for sale. It's a pattern with a bunch of potted plants. Let me go see if I can find the name. A mood pillow. What is a mood pillow? Make cross-eyed pandas. Oh, cross-eyed pandas would be hilarious. Like, that would be very much me. Maybe with a little tongue hanging out too. Like, oh, where's Ian to grab that screen grab of you making that face when you need him? I like it when he takes screen grabs of me on a video and turns them into memes. That's great. Oh, I'm air sewing. Why am I air sewing? Am I out of bobbin thread already? No. Sometimes when the Juki cuts the thread, the automatic thread cutter, it cuts the tail from the bobbin just a little too short. And so the machine can't pick up the bobbin thread and it just stops stitching. At least that's what I think is happening. So the way I have found I have to fix that is to go in and pull more thread out of the bobbin, which with it being under the table and on the side is a bit of a pain in the patookus. I still don't think it's stitching. Oh, it was. I lied. It was stitching. It's definitely stitching. Here's how you can always avoid that, leaders and enders. What is a leader and ender, you ask? Great, let me show you. It's when you start stitching on a scrap piece of fabric and you just continually stitch and you don't cut your thread in between your pieces. You start on a scrap piece of fabric and you end on a scrap piece of fabric. And sometimes people use those leaders and enders by taking like little 1.5 inch squares or little 2.5 inch squares, and they just start sewing those together, like 2 of those together, and that's their leader. And then they have scrap blocks that are made just from using leaders and enders. How many times can I say leaders and enders? Probably about 1,000,000 more, but we're going to stop. All right, time to start your fabric. Have you ever used the Stripology ruler? Yes, I have. WDE, yes, I am still alive. Becca, what about Ian for Mary's house? I don't think Ian could afford Mary's house. Yeah, but that would be awesome. Somebody want to go in on a house with Ian? I'm just saying, like it's an expensive home. But there are, I don't mean that to sound like, oh, Mary's got tons of money. So if it came across that way, that's not what I meant. But Mary did go in with her sisters and her brother and her mom to buy the house that they lived in. It was a family venture. So, and they have made a good, they will make a good profit on it. They bought it several years ago. I don't think I could avoid Mary's house, to be honest. Ooh, a Leesburg retreat location, house number 2. I mean, if somebody wants to buy the house and run a retreat out of it, I'll advertise it and I will probably book it because that's only an hour from here. So Terry says, I save my leaders and enders and I have to sew them. I have to sew them together. Turn my iron back on, let it heat up. Susie says, I'm making a blue and white checkerboard quilt using blue and white 2.5 inch squares from leaders and enders. Awesome. See, told you people do that. Laura Lynn says, geez, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Yeah. I still think about like we both moved and bought our homes around the same time, and I thought I was so cool because I was like, I'm moving to a house on an acre of land because we lived in the city. So, you know, we had like a 16th of an acre. So I thought I was so cool. And then somebody was like, hey, did you hear Laura Lynn just bought a new house? Yeah, it's a home on 100 acres. And I went, whoa, all right, never mind. You win. Leesburg is an expensive area. Yes, it is. But it is a beautiful area. It is a beautiful area. Becca, where can I find that pen? Exclamation FQS will get you a affiliate link that I have with Fat Quarter Shop, and they do carry these. It is the Acorn Easy Press Pen. If you are going to buy one from Amazon or Fat Quarter Shop, please use my affiliate links. It would help me earn a couple of bucks. Actually, probably a couple of pennies, but a couple of pennies in my pocket is better than no pennies in my pocket. Haha, Pop wins. It's his dream. Hey, actually, it was Jason's dream too. So when we were looking for this house, we had a bucket list, right? Like we had the list of all the things that we had to do. LL has the 100-acre wood. Yes, she does. And it's funny because we called this house the Shiflet Acre Wood because it was just one wood, not woods. So when we were looking for this house, Jason really did not want a home with an HOA, but he was willing to settle for an HOA if that's all we could find. So that was the first thing. He also wanted a house with some land. So that was the second thing. We also needed a home that had an in-law suite because when my parents are ready to move in, we wanted to have a place where they could have their own living space without just having a bedroom and having to live kind of under everybody else's feet. We wanted them to be able to feel independent when they were ready to move in. And then we also needed a guest bedroom or two. We needed a home office for Jason. We needed an area for me to sew, and we wanted to make sure that the bedrooms were a decent size so that our daughter could at least have a good sized bedroom, bigger than what we had in our old house that was built in the 50s. And so all of those things, right? And then there was the extra nice things that we wanted. We also wanted to make sure that we had enough room that we could entertain and host holiday meals and things like that. So all of these things went onto the list. And I feel like with this house, we could have gotten something bigger. We could have gotten something flashier. We could have gotten something in an HOA, newer construction, all that other stuff. But with this one, it fit the bill for everything. It was just enough. It was big enough that it fit our family with plenty of room for us to spread out, but not feel overwhelming. It was enough land that we felt like we had some land, but not so much that we couldn't keep up with it. It was far enough away from our neighbors that we didn't feel like we were on top of them, but we still had neighbors. It was just enough of all of the things. This was the house we were supposed to have. I'm very happy here. WDE says, hi from Canada. Hopefully make it to the live stream earlier next week. No worries. I've got a good another 45 minutes or so before I'm going to be off here, so we've got plenty of time to hang out with us. Green Grass 33 says, hi, Becca from Australia. Finally made it to a live. Well, hello there. Tracy H says, okay, guys, I can't hold my eyes open. This bug is kicking my rear end, so I'm going to bed. I don't have too much fun without me. Laters. See you later. I hope you feel better soon. Amy Zeller says, hello, Becca and friends. Hello, Amy. Flicky Chicky. Hello, lady. How are you doing tonight? Is anybody else getting nervous when I hold the iron that close to my face? Becca, do you do other crafts besides sewing? Oh my goodness. How great is the timing on that? Oh my gosh. So you guys, about a year or two ago, can't remember how long it's been, but the Diamond Art Club folks reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to do a diamond painting on my channel and show what all of the diamond painting stuff was about. And I had never done diamond painting before, and I wanted to try it. So I was like, okay, you send me one, and I'll totally do one on a live stream. So my rule of thumb, I had to learn this from experience. My rule of thumb is anytime I want to try a new craft or a new thing, I don't want to do a huge project. I want to do something that's going to allow me to feel like I accomplished something and I finished it. So I usually will go for simpler and easier projects just to see if it's something I enjoyed and want to do more of. So I got a small canvas with minimal colors and I totally did it. It only took a few hours. It was an autism diamond painting that I gave to my husband, which we have still yet to frame. We need to frame that and hang it up and do all the finishing things to it. The reason why I bring all that up is because this place called Paint Gem has been popping up on my Instagram lately. And I've been getting kind of a itch to do another diamond painting. And so I've been thinking about it and I went oh my gosh, Ian. He must be watching the live stream because I just got a message that says, "What am I watching? This show is terrible." Hi, Ian. Are you there? Anywho, when I went and got the diamond paint, or when I got the advertising, I went and checked out the website, and they had they called it the retro kit. It's all like 80s stuff. And I put it in my cart and took it out and put it in my cart and took it out and put it in my cart and took it out. And finally this week I put it in my cart and I just checked out. And it's going to be here tomorrow. I'm so excited. So really excited about that. As far as other crafts, I do like to scrapbook, but I don't have any scrapbooking supplies. And I haven't done it in a very long time. And if I'm being honest, I like the look of a scrapbook, but I don't really like spending the time doing all the scrapbooking. And I prefer most of the time to do digital scrapbooks. So there's that. I like to tinker with yarn once in a while. I have been known to knit dishcloths or washcloths, but that's about all I can do with knitting, a scarf, anything flat. I haven't done anything else. And it takes me forever to do it, unless I get big, thick, chunky yarn. I have tinkered a bit with crochet, but again, it's one of those things that I do like a little bit of it, a couple hours of it, and then I'm done and I'm bored and I don't want to do any more for a good couple of years. So it takes me forever to get through that. I have started playing with hand embroidery and I do like that. And I have started doing big stitch quilting and I have enjoyed that. So I feel like I tinker with a lot of crafts, but the only one that I'm really serious about is sewing and quilting, if that makes any sense. I like dabbling. I like to sample all of the different things, but the one that sticks for me is always sewing. It is, and it's actually, I have learned, it is actually more piecing than quilting. I will quilt, but I actually prefer to piece. What is your wooden block made of? Great question. Don't have the answer, but here's what I'll tell you. Exclamation clapper in the chat will get you a link over to Hard Rock Woodworks on Etsy. That is exactly where I got this clapper, and all of their clappers are listed there, and you can see what they're made of. Had it for a few years. I don't remember. Amy says, that sounds a lot like me, right? Terry says, what ruler are you using to trim the block? I am using the Creative Grids 1.5 inch by 6.5 inch ruler. Nothing special, just a little ruler. Got it in probably a fat quarter shop box. I'm thinking about trying sashiko. Oh, big stitch quilting is a lot like sashiko. And big stitch quilting or sashiko, Mom loves sashiko. So yes, do that. All right, now we're going to go in and clean these up. And before I do, I just want to make double, triple sure that I actually do have mirror images, okay? Because once I cut this, there's no going back. So Be It Quilts. Fallon, why am I calling you So Be It Quilts? Fallon says, I used to paint a lot. I would love to start again. I just don't have the time for extra hobbies. Isn't that the truth? Like, so I love being creative, but I also like being techie and I also like teaching. And the thing that I like about YouTube is it allows me to do all three of those things. I get to be creative with fabric. I get to be funny and silly. which I actually kind of like as well. I get to teach and I get to be techie. So this is a niche that really kind of just like scratches an itch for me in a lot of ways. I feel like I should have, and I talked about this before, and somebody was like, "Oh, it's already taken." So I know there's a girl named like the Geeky Quilter or the Geeky Bobbin or something, but I feel like I should have branded myself like the Techie Quilter because I like to do all the things with the tech. I like gadgets, I like tech, I like software, and I really like combining the world of quilting with tech when I can. Diamond painting is so boring, Robin says. It's boring to watch, I think. Well, maybe some people think this is boring to watch too. Perhaps the reason why it's boring is maybe the person doing the project is not engaging. I don't know. But I think for me, it's very meditative, I think. Whatever. I like turning on some music and just the sound, it's soothing to me. But that said, I don't want to do a huge canvas with a million different colors. I want to do tiny pieces. And why did that just remind me of Aladdin? Living space. I like piecing best too, Ronnie says, right? And that's okay. There are plenty of long armors out there who will help you finish your quilt, right, Beth? If she's still there. I don't know if she is. I enjoy the search for fabrics, sewing the quilt, and I do enjoy hand quilting over machine quilting, Susan says. Bill says, Dad says, get out of your head and into your hands. So that's why I started quilting. Yes. There are some things that allow me to just take all my thoughts out and not worry about them, or not like, it slows my brain down. Quilting or sewing doesn't slow my brain down enough to stop the thoughts. Obviously, because here I am keeping up with the chat and doing all the things with the fabric. So my brain's going in like 20 different directions. And it happens almost all the time. Good night, Laura Lynn. Thank you for stopping in. You guys, don't forget to check out her live stream tomorrow. Exclamation MPQS in the chat. It's my brain's always going in a million different directions. It takes a lot to get my thoughts to slow down. But there are some activities where when I'm doing them, like the thoughts just stop. And that's a good thing. It's funny talking about thoughts that were running through our head. We were sitting outside with the bonfire on Halloween night, Ian and I. We're watching the flames. And I don't remember what song it was, but I looked over at him at one point and he was contemplating and thinking, like he was having a serious moment. You could tell he was I knew he was having deep thoughts about other things. And I just knew he was. And I kind of looked over him. I was like, this is really funny to me because if we put a microphone into our brains right now, it would be hilarious because yours would be like, what is the purpose of life? Why are we even here? How old is the earth? All of the things, right? And in my head, it was literally do 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 ba whatever song was going. So it's like Einstein, Pinky in the brain, like Pinky. I was definitely Pinky, and he was the brain. I told him that too. He just started laughing. I can't remember what song was stuck in my head, but I was literally just going over the lyrics nonstop, staring at the flames. Ugh, earworm. I had a bad one. And I don't even want to remember what it was because it'll probably come right back. Good night, Donna Stitches. Thank you for stopping in. In about 5 minutes, we are going to jump over to Facebook and see what you guys have been working on. So if you have a project you would like to share with the rest of the world, make sure to upload a picture to my Facebook group. Exclamation Facebook in the chat will get you a link. You can take a picture with your phone upload it, and we'll show everybody in just a few minutes. Do you prefer that style of rotary cutter to the straight one? I have bought one, but I haven't used it yet. Yes, I do. My hand does not get fatigued. It is amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. Susie picked up on it. All right, so I'm going to call it a moment with those, and we're going to go in a moment. See what I did there? We're going to go over to the Facebook group and see what you guys have been working on. But first, I need a hydration break. So I'm going to go put some ice in here because this is probably not cold anymore. We're going to do a quick intermission, and I'll be right back. You guys, this thing was awesome. Did you just see that I just used this? I mean, it picked up, oh, hello. It picked up about as well as I would have expected. It should have, right? The proof in the pudding comes in how well can I get the debris off of it and get the sticky to come back. So I'm not going to wash that here, but I will wash it and let you know how that holds up. So that was really cool. It does feel like it's probably a one-time use before you have to clean it. So do keep that in mind, depending on how much you have. Like, all my threads are gone now. That's great. Awesome. All right. Nose itches. Let's go take a look at the Facebook group, see what you guys have been up to tonight, because I've been doing a lot of sewing, and I want to see that you have been too. Yeah, right. Moving on over to here. Here we go. You can still hear me, right? Yes, you can. And hopefully everything is still working. So I'm going to refresh the screen. And we're going to scroll down. I'm going to do new post first. There we go. So this one is from Michelle. She said, I just opened my first legit kit, Autumn the Fox. I will be making it for my son. He loves foxes. That's one that I have had on my list to do for a while. So Terry said, I had one and I did like it. You just rinse it off. Thank you, So Terry. I appreciate you. There we go. There. I just want to make sure I can still see the chat. Scrolling on down to Christine Davis, Scrappy 4 Patches, and the quilt that started me back on the quilting path 3 years ago. Let's zoom into those beautiful pictures to see a little bit more of what she's doing. Oh, look at those little 4 patches! And all she's doing is grounding her scrappy blocks with that white background. So just something you can consider doing too. And here's the quilt that she wanted. Oh, that's really pretty. That's so nice. Stars and hearts and scrappy 4 patches. Very nice. Moving on down the feed, Bettina Fink says working on a bandana quilt. So this is a quilt made out of, you guessed it, bandanas. September Baby says, I have one of those lint rollers. Be sure to use Dawn dish detergent. The sticky will return. Yes, that's what I've heard. I've also heard not to do cold, to do warm or hot, but not scalding water. My nose itches, sorry. Be careful not to rinse it in the sink. I can't read what the rest of that says, but it says don't rinse it in the sink. Becky Bramlett says, this is what I've been working on while you sew, the start of a ripple afghan. Oh, those are so traditional to me. Like every time I see a ripple afghan, it just throws me back to my childhood. Oh, my nose itches still. Gail Pickering says, this would go with your angry panda. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Amy says, the quilt I made in 2 weeks for my sister-in-law. Very cool. Start to finish. That's neat. I like the colors. Did you just use scraps on that one? Ooh, sorry. Danelle says, I'm working on 2 projects and I'm pinning the half square triangle blocks together to sew hourglass blocks tomorrow and then measure and cut. Then measure, cut, and sew the Nightmare Before Christmas fabric to make a welding mask bag for my son. Let's take a look at that fabric. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, Sally and Jack. This is the other picture she shared. Moving on down, this is from Christine. Hi, Becca. I just finished this Fat Quarter Shop Halloween wall hanging. I am not a big Halloween fan. However, I have done Halloween quilts, the sew-alongs with Fat Quarter Shop, and they're always fun to do. This is another, like, I would do this. This is cute. Kathy Hoffman shared this quilt. Love it. I like the movement. Do you notice how the rows are staggered just a little bit? That's neat. Amy said, "You know I did. Mostly scraps and some stash." So her quilt was made from scraps. Thank you. That's the word. Susan You're Out says, "My rosebud quilt top I finished Tuesday, and the Halloween table topper I finished on Halloween. Both need to be quilted." I love a good tulip. That to me looks like a tulip block. Is that what you said it was? Tulip? Rosebud. Okay, it could be rosebud too. Either way, it looks pretty. Christine says, my giveaway package from Becca arrived today. Here's what she gave me. I can't wait to try a few of these patterns and make the kits. Thank you so much. My next big project is a black and white quilt for my grandson. He's turning 14 in March. 2 of these fat quarters will go in that quilt. Green is my favorite color, and I'm always collecting green fat quarters, so thanks for those too. So let's see what was in your mystery package. And we'll zoom in and kind of scroll through this a little bit because I don't even know what was in there. I just make a bin of giveaway stuff and we grab random items and put it in a bag and we give those away. So you get what you get. Let's see. I do believe the quilt behind that, though, was not part of the package. So just putting that in there. She got a couple of kits, lots of little patterns, a crimson Tate pencil, a ruler, some template plastic, a couple postcard kits, a nail file, some fabric. Oh, that's good fabric too. So those fat quarters, the black and white and the black and green, those are Sweetwater fat quarters. And then she has a little fat quarter bundle or a couple other fat quarters there too, and then a little jelly roll. So cool. Not bad. Not bad for free 99. Katie says, I'm working on my new carnival clue. I had to take a break from the double wedding ring in the background. Here is her colorway. Oh, Skydiver. That's a good colorway. Yeah, I thought about using that one or doing that one. Joan says, I haven't received my mystery package yet. Maybe next week, hopefully. Yeah, it should be there soon. It should be there soon. Linda says, my cat, Shackle, is giving approval to the 9-patch madness and the Christmas hot pad. Ooh, I like that. But more importantly, I want to make some of these. Was this easy? I want to make some of these. I will have to do that. What's going to throw me is that curve, the binding. I've never done a curved binding, but I think it'll be okay. We'll see. We got to try our hand at that. Polly says, I needed a backpack or book bag to take to Bible study, so I think I'll make a matching Bible cover next week. Oh, did you do the embroidery? That's gorgeous. Love your fabrics. And Psalm 46:10 is a great verse, one that I often find myself repeating. Hello, Melanie. Kathy Burton says, quilts for my new twin great-grandchildren born the 12th and 13th of October. Aww. Bill says, I did some improv curves, no rulers, and no rules with Karen Stone today. Very nice. I kind of like it. Very modern. Sue Brown, the hubby and I put this together for his grown nephew, and I quilted it. Very pretty. Gobble, gobble. Oh, Anne-Marie, this is gorgeous. My Stitch Paint quilt went to the quilter today. I'm so excited. It's all sewn. Pattern is Moda Stitch Paint 2020. Sew along. That is gorgeous. I love it. You do beautiful work, Anne-Marie. That's great. Lori says, I am walking foot quilting this on my domestic machine. It will be donated to the baby quilt drive that So Yeah is hosting. Oh my goodness, I need details on that because I definitely have a couple of quilt tops that I would be more than happy to quilt up and throw in that. So I'll check in on the details on that because I'd be happy to send some their way. Katrina says, this is what's under my needle today. The second star pattern is for the Star of Hope quilt. I love those star blocks. Holly says, here is the progress I managed to get done on my garden quilt before we headed out. So let's take these. Oh, wow. Look at that star. I mean, sun. Why did I say star? I guess the sun is a star, but look at that. I love that. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, wow. I love it. I spy Tula and others. Oh, gosh, that's going to be gorgeous when it's all done. I can't wait. Can't wait to see that. Holly says, I was away on a mini holiday, so not anywhere near my sewing room or sewing machine or room. Insert sad face emoji here. But I am hitting up my two favorite quilt shops in the Sarasota area. The Modern Sewist and tomorrow, time permitting, will be the Cotton Patch. I just love to go out and browse and see what is new. And this is the type of souvenirs that I like to bring home. Ooh, we like that too. Ronnie says, I'm putting this on the long arm tonight and I got it quilted. So let's take a look and see what you did. Wow, nice job. I love. Hey, that's the Beyond Bella that you did for the borders around the panel blocks, right? That looks like that new Beyond Bella fabric. I have a fat quarter bundle of that. I want to do something with it. Terry says, first, I finished Jade. I loved making this purple, green, and white elephant. Also, I finished rebuilding a vintage Singer 201, pictured here with my Lynx FPP project from the summer. So let's take a look at that. Wow. 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 That's awesome. And there's her Singer. Is that what I have? I don't know. Mine's a hand crank. I don't know what that means. Stacy says, here's a quilt made with my mom's clothes. Beautiful Dresden. Oh, so lovely. I love a Dresden. And then that was 3 hours ago. So we're going to refresh and see what else comes in. We got one new member waiting for approvals. Let me grab Maria so she can post while we're looking at the other things. I will put this back to new so we get the most recent first. Susan says a couple of rows of the enlarged Windy Shepherd Purrs and Pumpkins quilt that I am making for my daughter. Hello, Shelby. Felice Waters says, I finished this top last night. That's fun. Frank says, I'm working on it for my brother. Thanks so much for the help. Oh, that's great. Look at those little deer and chickens or turkeys. Oh my goodness. I finished the top of my quilting embroidery project during your live chat. Look at this. This is from Jenny. Wow. Wow. I love that. That's gorgeous. Amy Zellers, I'm delving into the world of 3D stitching. This is a Margie bag patterned by So Many Creations NY. First of all, that's a great photo. Second of all, used cork. That looks like cork. Yeah? Third of all, wow. I don't know what oh, fourth of all, is that a Tula pink fabric on your ironing board there? I don't know what else to say. I'm a fifth of all. I don't know. I'll just stop. Good night, Robin. Debbie Dunn says I've been making apple cakes tonight, but finished these wall hangings today. I have two more to quilt. Probably won't get it done this year. Those are cute pumpkins. And we're back to that ripple quilt from Becky Bramlett. Here's what I've been working on while you sew. It's the start of a ripple afghan. Hope you like it. Yep, we saw that. Vicky says getting cut out, but got got a lot left to go. This looks like it's Lori Holt fabric, yeah? Looks like Lori Holt colors. I kind of love this. That's great. Love that. Ashley May says, finally finished my very first quilt. It only took me a year and 2 months working inconsistently after the toddler goes to bed, but I finally got to film my first quilt drop. Huge thank you to said toddler and my other half for putting up with my photo shoot shenanigans at the park. Let's see what she's got in here. Oh, so cute. All right. Oh, look at the back. That looks like Tiffany's Weave It pattern. So great. Oh, here's the drop. Are you guys ready? Here it comes. I love a good slow-mo quilt drop. Oh, so fun. That's great. Michelle's that we're back to the legit kits kit. Oof. I'm going to mute for a second because I need to take care of my nose situation. Okay, that's better. When I have a little bit of sinus congestion, talking causes more mucus to build up, and so I get more stuffy from it. Maria posted this lovely, beautiful yellow and green project. It is a lot of fun to see all these lovely creations. Becca, I don't remember, have I joined your Facebook group yet? I'll have to check because I have some extra rulers to give away. Exclamation Facebook in the chat will get you a link and then you can check that way. If you haven't joined, it'll say join group and then you can just click the button. And we've already seen these. I love seeing all of your creations. This is honestly one of my favorite things to do on a Friday night, as long as we have time to get through it, because it reminds me that I'm not the only one creating. You guys are doing this with me, whether you're sitting at your machine or sitting in your armchair with a crochet hook and yarn, you're creating too. And that makes all of this worthwhile. It doesn't feel like I'm here just entertaining you. It feels like I'm here creating with you, and that's a lot of fun. I don't know if Donna is live tonight. Does anybody know? I know she was supposed to go at 9:30, but I think there was some talk about whether or not she would be able to pull that off. So I'm going to grab my keyboard and check to see if she is live. And we'll make a decision on what we're doing once we see what she is doing. I love the sound of the keyboard, by the way. Oh, she is live. Cool. She is doing some stuff with Fallon's pattern or project, and I want to support both of them. So what we're going to do, since she is live now, I'm going to spam this link for her live stream. Thank you, Susie. I'm going to put this in the chat. Let's spam it. So you're welcome to click on that and go over and watch her and support her if you would like to. I am going to end the live stream here because I feel like I have gotten some good progress done. I still have a whole long way to go, and that's probably something that I'm going to work on over the course of the weekend. But spoiler alert, I don't want to talk anymore because the mucus is just starting to get ridiculous. So I'm going to go over and watch Donna work on Fallon's quilt while I continue working on my pandas here. So I'll see you guys all over in Donna's live chat. Thank you, friends, for tuning in today. Make sure to come back on Tuesday because the video I have in store for you is going to be amazing. I'm really excited about this video and you won't want to miss it. Next week, I'm not sure what we'll be working on, but it will be something great. So I'll see you Tuesday and then I'll see you Friday. And in between, have a great week and make sure you sew something. See you guys all later. Bye.